Tired of the same old lawn frustrations? Worrying mowies and fastener? Gets stuck on slopes? Or leaves uneven cut? Or maybe your lawn is just too big to keep up with? Today, the RoboBooster Panther is here to solve all those problems. I put it through extensive testing across nearly every scenario, and I will show you exactly why this might just be the all-in-one solution you've been looking for. Now before we get into performance, let's talk about the design. Because honestly, first impressions matter. The Panther has a very distinctive look, low profile, wide stance, and aggressive lines that live up to its name. It looks like a tiny futuristic sports car for the lawn. But it's not just for show. The wide body allows it to support a much larger cutting system than typical robotic mowers. So right on top, the spherical dome houses its 360-degree LiDAR sensing system, which allows the mower to scan its surroundings and build an accurate map of your yard. The vision camera provides forward-facing detection to help identify obstacles ahead. Obstacle avoidance is definitely one of the most fun and useful features. I tested with different objects, even standing right in front of myself, and it handled everything smoothly with impressive awareness. The top deck keeps things simple with a prominent emergency stop button, along with 3 other buttons, a power button, the crown icon for quick mode selection, and the home icon to send it back to the charging dock. Flip over and you'll find the dual cutting discs, edge feed with 4 blades for clean, even cut, plus 3 wheels with deep treaded tires and high torque in-hub brushless motors that are built for strong grip on steep slopes. It's also IPX6 rated waterproof, so you can simply hose it down after a messy job, and it supports automatic charging for hassle-free operation. This isn't just pretty for a robot mower. Every part is built to balance aggressive looks with the real-world functionality. Let's start with what matters most: cutting performance. Inside the Panther is a 250-watt brushless motor paired with a dual vortex cutting disc system that spins it up to 4,000 RPM. This is definitely not something weak like what you normally see on cheaper mowers on the market. Here, I demonstrate the cutting power by feeding a long, tough blade of grass directly into the discs. As you can see, the grass was slashed cleanly and instantly. That's strong! So even dense lawn types shouldn't be an issue for the Panther. But what really makes the difference is the running speed. According to the official specs, it can operate up to 1 meter per second. In many robotic mowers, cutting quality starts to drop once speeds go beyond about 0.4 meters per second. But this one is designed to maintain solid cutting performance even at faster speeds. Combined with its 34cm cutting width, which is wider than many in its class, and powerful cutting motors, all of this really helps the mowing efficiency stand out. I want to show you its real lawn mowing ability with an actual test setup. The average is about 150 square meters, roughly 1,600 square feet, and quite open. This is definitely not a flat lawn. Some areas are estimated to be close to 30-degree slopes. I use this setup to test real-world navigation and terrain handling, so nothing here is staged. Unlike traditional robotic mowers that require bearing boundary lines around the lawn, the Panther doesn't need any of that. We simply map the lawn directly through the app using remote control. Don't worry, the app also supports automatic mapping. The mower can follow clearly defined lawn edges and map the boundary automatically. In my case, since the lawn area blends into the surrounding environment without clear edges, I choose to manually remote control the map process instead. The remote control feature is actually quite fun, almost like driving a toy. Whether climbing slopes or moving through thick grass paths, it responds quickly and precisely. Another useful feature is the ability to set no-go zones. For example, if your lawn has sprinkler heads or fragile decorations, you can mark those areas in the app, and the mower will automatically avoid them during operation. There's more when it comes to mapping. Let's say you have both a front yard and backyard. You can create multiple areas at once, and if these 2 lawn areas are connected by a pathway, the mower can automatically move between them. Once it finishes mowing one area, it will travel to the next and continue working. That's pretty smart. The app also offers different mowing pattern options, even creative ones. If you really wanted to, you could create decorative mowing patterns like a pentagram or other custom shapes. A bit more about the app, you can adjust cutting height, customize travel speed, blade speed, overlap percentage, and cutting direction. It even supports child lock mode, making it more family-friendly for households with kids. And it's compatible with several accessories, which I will talk about later. Definitely one of the features that sets it apart from many other lawn mowers in the market. And just like a robotic vacuum cleaners at home, it supports task scheduling, which is extremely useful during seasons when grass grows rapidly. Automatic mowing saves a huge amount of effort. Enough about the app. Let's move to the real test with no post-editing. And that's the first pass. I wouldn't say it cleared everything in one go. Judging from the footage on the left side of the lawn, where the slope is noticeably steeper, you can see a few narrow strips left uncut between passes. But on the right side, where the slope is slightly less aggressive, the cutting result was very clean. This is pretty normal during a first pass on uneven terrain. On steeper slopes, slight lateral slipping can shift the mowing path just enough to leave very narrow mesa strips. On relatively flat lawns, this usually wouldn't happen at all. Just check out this example. It literally cut like a boss without any hiccups. You can really trust this dual overlapping cutting discs. They ensure full edge-to-edge coverage. Also, during the first run, the mower is still refining its path optimization, so small gaps like this you'll get cleaned up automatically during later passes. And as expected, after the second pass, those mesa strips were completely gone. Like I said, I tested this Panther in extreme conditions, an open lawn area of over 1,600 square feet, with uneven terrain and steep slopes. So overall, I'm definitely happy with the results. Here's the final result after mowing. From this drone footage, you can clearly see a sharp contrast between the freshly cut area and the surrounding uncut grass. After the mowing finished, I went back and took a close look at areas it had already covered. And honestly, the results were impressive. The grass height was very consistent across the surface, with no uneven patches or leftover clumps. Clean and uniform. Exactly what you want after full mowing cycle. What surprised me was finding a thin branch in the grass that had been completely cut through, showing just how strong the cutting system is. It's not only for soft grass, it can clearly handle tougher material when needed. The terrain itself was also quite challenging, with the multiple uneven slopes ranging from shallow to fairly steep, but it climbed up and down smoothly without hesitation or loss of control. There was even a wide ditch across part of the lawn, which could easily trouble weaker machines, but it passed through without getting stuck, adjusting its path and continuing normally. Battery life was also solid. During this 1,600 square foot test, I did need to recharge once. Efficiently, it can run up to 5 hours and cover around 2,000 square feet, which makes it suitable even for larger properties without constant interruptions. For me, if a lawnmower can mow this well, then it's already a qualified lawnmower, because that's the most basic job it should be able to do. But what surprised me is that Panther offers even more. It isn't just a mower, it's designed as a modular lawn care platform. You can swap different small attachments depending on your needs. For example, there's a leaf collection module that makes seasonal cleanup much easier. I tested as well, again on a slope, and as you can see, it picked up about 80% on the first pass, then almost everything on the second pass. What's really fun about this leaf collection feature is that once the collection bay is full, it automatically drops to a designated dumping location, which you set in the app, empties itself, and then continues collecting leaves again, just like a human worker. Pretty impressive. There are also 8 trimming attachments that help clean up borders along walls or pathways. And check this out. Strap padding tools allow you to create those professional looking lawn straps. Looks amazing, right? So instead of buying separate machines, you can expand the functionality on the same platform. That makes it feel more like a long-term investment rather than just a single-purpose tool. So after extensive testing across steep slopes, uneven terrain, and large lawn areas, the RoboBooster Panther really proved itself as more than just another robotic mower. It delivers strong cutting performance, reliable navigation, and impressive terrain handling, even in challenging real-world conditions. What makes it stand out even further is the modular design, allowing you to expand beyond simple mowing into a more complete lawn care system. If you're looking for a powerful, flexible, and feature-ready solution that can handle demanding lawns without constant supervision, the Panther is definitely worth serious consideration. And if you're interested, please check out the link in the description to learn more. Thanks for watching. I'm Sammy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.